In the first scenario, we take on the perspective of an SMU volunteer sourcing for CSP that suits his availability. Bob is a 25-year-old SMU student who plans to participate in a CSP this summer to fulfill the outstanding hours. A major concern that Bob has is the tuition commitments he has to attend to weekly. However, given that his students are taking a break from tuition due to exams and the school holidays that follow, he will be free of tuition commitments in the month of May and June. Bob has also participated in the SMU Challenge 2012 during his freshman year. He is, however, unable to remember the number of hours he had served during the CSP. As such, Bob logs into OneCommunity, which serves as a platform for CSP listings and volunteers, to check his completed hours. Bob logs into the system using his SMU account. After logging in, Bob finds out that the number of hours he has cleared in SMU is 60. The system also shows the number of hours remaining, that is 20. At the moment, Bob has not decided on what CSP he has in mind. He is only concerned with a CSP that is able to meet his two requirements. 1. Complete 20 additional CSP hours necessary for him to graduate. 2. CSP events which occur within the month of May and June. Bob decides to narrow down the scope of CSP to only those that suit his preference. Bob inputs his search preferences into the advanced search fields to filter the relevant CSP events available to him. The advanced search filters include category, which in this case is something that concerns the environment, the CSP start date, which would be the 1st of May, and the CSP end date, which would be the 29th of June. His skill set, he has decided to list Photoshop as one of his skill sets. Numbers of hours required, hours clearable, 20 hours. He is shown a list of CSP which suits his criteria. While scrolling through the list, a particular CSP called National Youth and Paralympics Challenge 2014 catches his attention. The following details caught his eye. The CSP project was the first in the list of search results. The project name and description meant something highly related to the environment, and that was something Bob was personally interested in. 3. Upon clicking on the 10 May to 22nd May start and end date of the National Youth and Paralympics Challenge project, Bob was able to clearly identify that he is available during that period of time from the calendar view mode. Upon going through more details about the event, he understands that the CSP is one of which involves 4 segments of games and activities to be carried out around Singapore from the 10th of May to the 22nd of May. This event intrigues him as he is able to select a CSP event which he has a personal interest in and something that suits his availability. Bob clicks on Apply to submit his application for the CSP event. Now we will be exploring scenario 2, that is the organizer's perspective. Amy is organizing a CSP event called the National Youth and Paralympics Challenge. She learns from her SMU friend Henry about the 80-hour requirement set for all SMU students. Amy sees potential in recruiting SMU students for the CSP she's organizing and expects a strong response. This event is a large-scale community project which aims to improve the public awareness of improving the environment. Amy immediately contacts Henry to inquire about the possibility of working with SMU students. Henry directs her to a centralized web application called OneCommunity, which serves as a one-stop platform for CSP listings and sourcing for SMU volunteers. Amy visits OneCommunity web portal to find out more. For the website, she gets a quick introduction into recent activities which are ongoing and have passed. Impressed with the newsfeed page, she understands how CSP is an integral part of SMU culture. Additionally, she also learns about the procedures of external CSP organizers proposing new CSP events for SMU students as well as the approval process. She learns more about the proposed new CSP process and the timeline of approval for a CSP event for SMU students. Amy registers an account with the website which automatically sends an email requesting the information pertaining to her. After successfully registering, Amy logs into OneCommunity with her username and password. She immediately begins the process of proposing a new CSP. Considering the scale of the event, Amy inputs the CSP proposal based on the following event requirements. Event requirement 1 is the CSP event covers 5 different areas around Singapore and the outreach is estimated to be 2,000 participants from the public. This is based on previous year estimates. Hence, the entire event spanning across all divisions, marketing, sponsor gathering, will require 50 volunteers in total, with 10 forming executive community volunteers and 40 volunteers. For the volunteers, banners and posters are key marketing material. Thus, marketing volunteers would have to have at least a year experience in Adobe Photoshop designing. Number 2, guests of honor and grassroots leaders would be participating in this event, thus experienced volunteers are necessary to host these guests. Point number 3, as volunteers may serve as mentors to primary and secondary school students, there is a minimum age limit set for volunteers. After filling in all the input required for the proposal, she confirms the proposal and gets directed to the proposed CSP detail page. In this case, it is the National Youth and Paralympics Challenge 2014. On this page, she is able to communicate with C4SR through a chat bar, which allows her to request for more information on the CSP approval status. This brings us to the end of the organizer's perspective. Lastly, let us now explore the C4SR's perspective. The C4SR, Center for Social Responsibility, is a department within SMU that takes care of community service projects for SMU students. Alex, who is a senior manager in the department, logs into the OneCommunity web portal to check out any outstanding CSPs to be approved. Alex sees that there is a newly submitted CSP event, National Youth and Paralympics 2014, submitted by Amy. Alex opens the CSP events details page and evaluates Amy's application for National Youth and Paralympics Challenge 2014 by vetting the information based on criteria set by C4SR. In the process, he needs to clarify certain details with the application. He writes comments to the chat function created at the bottom of the event page to request that Amy review and submit additional information before he could process this application. Despite Amy being offline, she receives the chat messages automatically. Separately, the chat function also offers chat history and log for Alex to quickly zoom in on. This is important for Alex, considering he has to attend at least 10 to 20 new CSPs daily. Alex is able to communicate quickly with Amy to request for supporting documents. After Amy has satisfied all the criteria put up by C4SR, Alex clicks on the approving button, which sends an email to Amy notifying her that her proposed CSP has been approved. Upon approving the CSP event, National Youth and Paralympics Challenge 2014, it gets automatically updated onto the CSP list for the SMU community. Additionally, a document library is specially created for the CSP event. This document library is primarily for SMU volunteers who have successfully signed up for the CSP events to drop their reflections and photos after the end of the CSP events. This function allows C4SR to quickly collate reflections pertaining to a particular CSP event after the CSP event is over. By just opening the same CSP details page, Alex is able to quickly retrieve all the reflections submitted by the students and vet them. This brings us to the end of the walkthrough of all of the 3 scenarios covered in our project.